Good afternoon, Ms. Lopez.
Good afternoon.
My name is K.Butler. I'm a social worker here with the Johnson C. Smith Child Protective Services. I want to thank you for coming here at last second. I know we did kind of call you, we pulled you out of work, but I appreciate you making it an urgency to come see. Before we get started, I want you to tell me just a little bit about yourself, your background, and your children. Before we even jump to anything, I want to get to know you.
Okay, so I was born and raised in Mexico. I did come here as an illegal immigrant with my children's father, Mr. Lopez. We're not together any longer, but he kind of stranded us in America, so I had to make ends meet with my documentation that I did have, which was illegal documentation. So I can't really work above certain pay grades or whatever. And because of that, it's just affected me throughout my, I guess, parenthood with my children. I'm unable to do everything that my children deserve just because of the tax bracket that I'm in. I do my best with what I have as far as child care and food and clothing goes, but I am working long hours and I'm not really getting paid. I'm getting paid little to nothing for it. So yeah, like I had a babysitter for a minute, but she kept requesting to get paid more and more and more. And I did get a raise recently, but I also still have to work those longer hours in order to maintain the raise, and that means she would have to watch the kids longer. So she kind of just was like, no, like this is just becoming too much for me, which I understand and respect. So I mean, I still have to go to work, so that's why I would leave my kids at home alone, which I know they're too young to be at home alone, but they do have access to my neighbor. We live in an apartment, so they can go to the neighbor's house and get the phone, and my number's on the fridge, and they can call me and reach me. I'm accessible, and I make myself accessible to them while I'm at work.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. So just so I can make sure that we're both on the same page as far as your understanding, what is it that you think we felt the need to, or we actually contacted you for? I just want to make sure we're kind of on the same page before I kind of give my details on what was actually reported.
I understand that Mr. Garcia found Lorenzo and Leah. Well, Lorenzo was serving Leah some Robitussin, which was way too much than what he was supposed to give her. I wasn't clear on the cup, what kind of cup to put it in.
Taking accountability, that's fine.
So, yeah, I mean, that happened as well as other things that could not be to me or Mr. Garcia's knowledge, because he only stepped in when that was occurring. But I know that I understand that's putting my children in danger, and I think that's why I'm here, and just because of it's not safe for children that young to be left home alone. So just to figure out how we can arrange other put other child care in place.
Okay. It sounds like for the most part you do have a complete understanding of what's going on here and understanding our concern. How long has it been that you've been experiencing this hardship?
What do you mean, which hardship?
As far as I know, you said that you had a babysitter, and then the babysitter you couldn't afford the babysitter anymore. About how long has it been to the degree that you had to leave your children behind and not necessarily get the proper child care? Because
as of right now, I would say it's going on like a month and a half. It was very recent when she, decided to just quit. Well, not just quit, but quit for her reasons. So we've been doing this, trying this out. And at first it was going, okay. They were good when I would return home and get them ready for bed and everything like that. But yeah, it's just been a couple months.
Okay.
Almost a couple months.
All right. So just want to make sure we document this information. So I do definitely appreciate the clarity that you provided. And so, as you may or may not know, Mr. Lopez, your landlord, he did step into the home to do some repairs, and that's when he seen the children with the Robitussin and was technically overdosing. He also pointed out a lot of other things as far as like the dishes not being together and things of that nature. We do understand, you know, being a single mom, that can be extremely hard, especially when you're trying to do everything that you can for your children. The most concerning thing for us is the medicine. You know, that was kind of like, okay, we got to figure out something because, you know, that's not safe.
Yeah.
They're not old enough. They're not responsible enough, mature enough to be able to dose each other. So that was definitely kind of more so a major concern. Understanding these things and understanding these circumstances, understanding everything that you're kind of being faced with right now, what are some things that you want to accomplish as far as getting back on the right track and getting your life together and being able to live a happy life? Like, what are some things that you want to see happen for your family?
Well, first I want to be able to secure a job with better hours,
Okay.
more suitable for me to actually be an effective mother or a more active mother. I know that my kids, they get to see me when they can, when I'm not at work, and that's when I'm already drained and, you know, from my day and everything. Even though that doesn't stop me from like cleaning up, cooking for them and everything, but that's only such little time, like a little time frame when they're getting ready for bed and winding down. Everybody's winding down at that point, so it's not like we really spend quality time together. Hopefully the job with the better hours come with better pay, but I also understand that, you know, me being an illegal immigrant has a lot to do with the fact that I have the options that I do at my hands. So that's kind of a fear of mine. Like, I'm scared to try to get something that's better and more suitable because I feel like I don't want to get deported and then separated from my children. That's just a whole nother can of worms I'm not willing to open up under any circumstance. So that's really why I'm just trying to make this system that I'm making up go and work. Yeah.
Okay. So what I hear is that, again, you're doing everything you can do, but your primary concern outside of child care is your immigration status.
Yes.
And that's something that is very important. But you do want to become a U.S. citizen and work legit hours, get, you know, the proper benefits and resources that you need. Now, what are some resources that you may understand to be available that you don't feel that you could properly achieve? What are some resources that you feel will benefit you and your family?
As far as the immigration status goes, I know there are classes that I can take and like training and everything. It's just a matter of like how time consuming that is right now. Like, when will I have the time to stop and handle that so that I can stop working, handle that so that I can become legal and get a better job. But it's like, it's just with, you know, the time management of it all.
If you could take away the fact that you're not a legal immigrant, what other resources do you think would benefit your circumstances?
Well, definitely after school programs, like youth centers, maybe daycares, affordable daycare.
Do you like the environment that you live in now? If you could afford something a little bit better, a lot more affordable, would housing be something that you're interested in?
Oh yeah. Right now we're kind of all, you know, in one little space or whatever. I would want Leah to be able to have her own area with her own toys, her own room. Same for Lorenzo. I want them to know how to clean up their own rooms, and I can't show them that in the place that we are in now because we have so much stuff that it's not enough room for all the stuff. So it's not really ever clean. It's more so like neat or tidy when we do get a chance to get around to it.
Again, I want to thank you for your time, and I want you to understand that I do hear you. I understand that you do. You becoming a legal citizen is definitely a priority. But while you are here, until we can fix that, the most important thing is the proper child care. That's what we kind of want to focus on. But I do have a few contacts that I do want to contact. I'm gonna reach out to a couple of people. Understanding your work schedule, is there anything in particular that you enjoy doing as far as work, or want to do, or see yourself doing?
As of right now, I mean, I'm willing to do anything. Honestly,
Okay.
cleaning, housekeeping, literally working in factories. I don't necessarily want to do a lot of heavy lifting just because I don't want to hurt myself and then not be able to take care of my children in the long run. But being a seamstress, I can do that.
So that's a strength of yours. You know how to sew. Okay. Anything else?
Not that I can think of right now. But I mean, I'm willing to do anything that's available, honestly, to keep food on the table.
Well, it sounds to me that you will do any and everything to be able to provide a better life for your children, for yourself, and you're trying everything in your power. Like I said, I do have a few contacts that I do want to reach out to. We're going to work on this. This immigration status is going to be a process.
Okay.
So it's going to be a process that we're going to have to work through. But right now, what's most important is, especially if you're going to continue to work as far as finding the children of Lorenzo and Leah proper child care. And I know that Mr. Garcia, your landlord, offered along with him and his wife. Is that something that you feel like we can temporarily do until we find the proper resources to get you the more trusted child care that you want? Can you agree to giving me just a little bit of time to kind of do a little digging, but allowing the children, when you're unavailable, when you're at work, to stay with Mr. Garcia and his wife, so that we don't have to worry about these issues?
Yeah, I know you're saying it's temporary, but I don't wanna have that be a situation for too long. So maybe like no longer than a couple months at most.
What's a couple of months for you?
2.
2 months,
Yeah.
literally? Okay,
Yeah.
so 2 months.
I just don't want it to start becoming a burden, and then it's like, oh, this is getting added on to my rent, and it's just I can't.
Well, I would definitely speak with Mr. and Mrs. Garcia, but from the sounds of it, they really want to help, and they want to be there for you and your children. So I will keep in consideration that you do want to move on a 2-month time frame. But I am glad to know that I want to make sure we understand that temporarily, right now, until give me a little bit of time, that they can stay with the Garcias.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna look into now the children. They were born in the U.S. though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they are citizens. Okay. Now, I just want to make sure you understand everything that we did discuss today as far as the proposal for child care, understanding the immigration status, everything that I've kind of mentioned to you that I understand. I just want to make sure we're on the same page and you understand that everything we talked about today.
Okay.
So you understand everything?
Yep.
Is there anything else that you want to discuss or any other questions that you have for me?
I do have a question. So I know you said the legalizing my immigration will be a process, which I do understand that. In the meantime, would I still be able to have my kids in my possession and work the same job and everything? Like, would anything else change?
As of right now, I'm not going to make you any promises, but as of right now, you still do have your children. They haven't been pulled out of the home yet, because what we're doing it. We made a plan. Our plan is to, while you're at work and you're away, because you're a good mom. You take care of your children. Our plan is that we're going to have the kids stay with the Garcias as far as the child care. That way they'll have food. They're willing to provide food. They have telephone communication. You'll be accessible as far as getting there. There'll be 2 adults in there. I know that you utilize your neighbor as an emergency contact, but being that she is wheelchair bound, I feel like, the fact that they'll have a little bit more freedom, a lot more resources as far as like playtime and things like that. 2 months, I don't feel like it's a bad idea. So they'll be able to do that. You'll be able to keep your kids at home. When you go to work, take them over there for daycare, come home, get your kids, be able to maintain care, because it doesn't seem like you're neglecting your kids outside of having to go to work. And the immigration status, we're definitely going to work on that. It's not my intention to get you deported. We honestly don't have anything to do with deportation. We're just trying to better secure you here and get you to where you can live a more conscience-free life. I do feel like our agency is able to provide. I'm very confident that we are able to provide the resources that you will need. It's going to be a process, so we just ask that you kind of, take your time. And if all of this is something that you're willing to work through together and go through the process, I wouldn't mind meeting with you every week just to keep me updated, get the information I need, and also keep you updated as far as the process. Is that something that you're open to meeting every week?
Yes, absolutely.
Would transportation be a problem for you, or are you able to get to the office? Would I have to come to you?
I'll figure out how to get here. If you want to alternate locations sometimes just to check in the home and see if the cleanliness has improved or the condition of the home has improved, we can also alternate locations too. But if I need to come here every time, I will do that as well.
I appreciate your willingness and your open-mindedness as far as working together and being cooperative. So yeah, every week we can kind of alternate to better help you. So this week you were here, I can kind of come there. That'll give you time to get the house together and things of that nature. Give you an update on what's going on, what I found, what resources that we can go from, whatever information that we need. And then if you have any questions, again, ask me.
Okay.
Well, I think that's all that I have for you. If you have any questions at all, big or small, don't be afraid to contact me. Again, I want us to be able to work together. It's not my plan, it's yours. I just want to help you get there.
Okay.
I'll give you my business card. It'll have my cell number, office hours, and email address. Please do not be afraid to use that. And if you don't have any more comments or concerns, then I guess this is the end.
Okay. Well,
thank
it
you.
was nice meeting with you.
Nice meeting you too, Ms. Lopez. And you enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
All right, you too.